$50 million invested in more than 60 companies, IDG Ventures is one of India's best-known venture capital funds. We met up with its founder, chairman and managing partner Sudhir Sethi and talked to him about his investment strategy and how IDG is differentiated from other VC funds.
In 2013, we diversified and started talking about investors, to potential investors in India. And our goal is to build a very strong local firm. I call ourselves the Desi VCs. And the reason is very simple. The more people who know about India are involved with us, that will help us become more successful. Indian investors are deep in India. They have invested, they are entrepreneurs, they are business people in India. We got a few advisors. Our advisors are Mr. Ratan Tata, Mr. Chris Gopalakrishnan. So far, we've raised over $100 million from Indian investors, and they know the Indian market. The more Indian investors invest in Indian funds, it gives comfort to the international investor because Indians are investing in India. So, our fundraising internationally becomes actually easier.
Few investors see more companies each year than the IDG team does. That gives them a much better understanding of the market and makes them much more discerning in their investment choices.
2016, we saw, I'm just trying to remember, 2,800 new companies. And that went up from 2,100 in 2015. I think the first two things are very important. There's a list of them, of course. Very strong entrepreneur. That's very important. Disruptive, frontier technology, which will be difficult to commoditize, because when we invest today, our exits could take place anywhere between 3 to 7 years. That means our mindset has to be, will this technology be disruptive at that point of time when it is exiting? We tend to invest in companies where I will quote Captain Kirk of Star Trek, where no man has ever gone before.
Unlike other VC funds, IDG has invested in a number of early-stage product companies in India.
If you look at India, there are product companies which are emerged. Some of them are doing very well in the defense space, in the medical space, in the health tech space. In education, there are companies. We have invested in product companies from India. We got Perfint in the healthcare space, a robotic product in the diagnostic for cancer and diagnostic for therapy for cancer. World leader today. FDA approved US, China, India, and 12 other countries. Our first investment was a software company called Manthan. And in that year, in 2008, we identified 451 software companies, product companies, by the way. Okay, so if you want to look for it, you can go by the image. There is no software product company in the country, or you can go and deep look at it and find some worth investing in, which is what we did.
Even though venture and early-stage deals in India have slowed down in 2017, following global cues, Sudhir is bullish about India's potential and why it should be on every international investor's radar.
International investors need to understand about India is that a couple of things. Indians in the last 3 years have started investing in venture capital funds in India. And Indians have started investing as angels and directly into companies in India. That group is increasing by leaps and bounds. That should give confidence to international investors who have always been on the sideline as to whether I should invest in India or not. Because to me, if I invest in the country, there's something which I know which the international investor doesn't know. India is a country where you have to take a long-term play is important. Most of the investors in India who invested and made money are actually long-term investors.
IDG has always been a trendsetter, with an uncanny knack of backing early-stage companies that go on to become market leaders. We asked Sudhir about emerging trends and the next wave of companies he's looking to back.
The whole space of artificial intelligence is really going well. I think what will happen is in the software space, you will find verticalization happening. So software in financial technology, software in retail, etc. That will happen more and more. I think we will go deeper into the whole medical device space. because that just needs 1 or 2 exits before the next level comes in. Fintech is very exciting, especially with the remonetization which is happening right now. The whole digital payment space, we'll see a lot of stuff coming up in the digital payment space. Zoho is a global leader, Freshdesk is a global leader. I think there are Indian leaders emerging, very, very strong on focusing on the Indian market space.